Hey everybody, and welcome this week to, well, a game about digging a hole. It's right there on the tin. This is a pretty simple game, and it's not really all that long, but it's kind of fun, so I'm interested in playing it. I actually, as you might guess, as it normally is, I've already beaten this game before, but it's really fun, and I wanted to share it with you guys and kind of talk about some of the other games it reminds me of, and kind of maybe its shortcomings and stuff too. So we've got a character who pulls up here, and they make a little notation on their notepad indicating that they've put up a bunch of these posters around town. And what the poster says is that there's a house for sale, $10,000. Wow, what a steal on its own, with gold treasure in the garden. Even without the gold treasure, $10,000 for a home? What a fucking steal. Buy now and get rich. What a beautiful backyard. Which, it's a pleasure that it's beautiful because we are going to be spending most of our game back here, or most of the game back here in the backyard, and for the majority of it under the backyard. The Super Digger 3000 Ultimate explodes when battery gets empty. We'll talk about that in terms of gameplay and stuff here in just a second. We've got to wait for the game to load and populate and everything. So I find it best to just go ahead and hop into things. You can see there's a red X marks the spot, so we might as well get right to it, right? And start digging up, digging our hole. Now, we have kind of humble beginnings here in that the holes we dig with our little trowel aren't really all that big. And I had said that I wanted to talk about games of which that remind me of this. I don't quite know how much my audience can really relate to playing like Flash games very much or anything, but I don't know if you would call it like upgrade games. There's a game that I'm thinking of that I played personally on coolmath.com that was called like Action Joe or something, and I'm hoping to put footage of it up on the screen here, especially while we've got our very slow start. And it's just basically a game where you keep playing and you get like money, and then you can upgrade the equipment, which makes you better at kind of playing. So here we are in our garage. On the left here, we have a computer with which we can sell our minerals, ores, and stuff. We got $3, right? Now our battery is low too, so we go over to this here. It looks kind of like a forge, and we have an option. There's a lot of stuff here on the screen, but the only thing we need to worry about is charging our trowel. I guess it's an electric trowel, and if it were to drain, then it would explode and kill us. Let's see. These are, you can guess, obviously, like upgrades and items that we can buy and stuff, but it doesn't really do us much good. And here is the save location. The game is only manually saved, no auto save in this game, so if you're going to be playing it, you'll probably want to save periodically. You don't really lose any progress or anything from dying. You just lose your ores that you had on time if either your health or your energy runs out. But really more so, it's kind of a warning, like if you want to play this game in 2 or 3 sit downs, you know, or maybe play across a couple of sessions and stuff, you'll want to do that. Sorry, I'm getting kind of thrown off because I didn't expect to not get so little materials. Oh, our inventory is already full. Anyway, excuse me, as I was saying, ooh, $5, not bad. We can get a battery charge. I was just talking about the save, so that's not really important, and I think you got the gist of it anyway. It's not that hard. Yeah, so I was talking about Action Joe and how it sort of reminded me of that because, as you noticed in the upgrade menu inside of our garage, we have the ability to upgrade some of our equipment. Now, obviously, what I would say the most important upgrade is easily the shovel, followed by, we'll say, the battery, and then quickly followed by the battery, and then I guess technically the jetpack too. So, to start things off with, we'll get a shovel upgrade. Thankfully, it's also the cheapest, and we'll refill our battery. You can notice we have a different model for the little trowel thing that we have, and we dig a little bit quicker, and, well, I don't know about quicker, but the radius in which dirt is removed is bigger, so that's nice. And I know it kind of, I don't know the best way to explain this, but basically there are a lot of rocks in the kind of topsoil in your yard, where the topmost part of the yard is. Let's see, let's go ahead and get inventory. I hope I don't end up kicking myself in the ass over that. But on this top soil layer here is actually mostly rocks. So it wouldn't be too bad of an idea to kind of like maybe focus on digging towards the top. Also, another thing, until you get the jetpack, you run a very real risk of getting yourself kind of stuck in your hole. So you have to be kind of cognizant of that. Battery is critical, yeah. I might as well, hold up, I'm getting a little hung up here. Just as I just was warning that you can get kind of hung up on the, and it's the geometry of the level a little bit too, but that's not really worth bitching about. I manipulated the geometry. So I actually saw this game for the first time in a Instagram ad. Instagram, the ad algorithm or whatever, is actually kind of alright for me. The only thing I don't really like is that most of the games that it advertises me are not finished yet. Although I would much rather see a game like this. I don't think I got this actually as an advertisement, so I'm kind of going off of what is true, like something that is not quite true. I got this as like a reel, which means that the community liked it enough to that like the algorithm kind of picked it up and then spat it out to me. So that's how you can usually tell that you have talent over just like buying an advertisement. Although both are sound strategies in terms of promoting your game. I don't. I'm not trying to shame people who buy advertisement or whatever. Anyway, getting off of that. So I saw this on Steam, and or not Steam, on Instagram, and I wishlisted it on Steam. And I was like, okay, well, I'll hold my breath on this. I figured it would take a couple of years, maybe, because that's just the nature of seeing a game on Instagram or a game on Twitter that kind of looks cool. And no, it didn't take long at all. I think maybe it was like 2 or 3 weeks later, and it was already out. So, all right, we got our battery charged up. We have all of the equipment unlocked and upgraded. You can see I'm playing on controller. Not the recommended play scheme. Mouse and keyboard's recommended, but I don't know. I just got off work and got off work a couple hours ago, and I wanted to relax and kind of play a game about digging a hole. I didn't want to have to think too much today. Really, just kind of wanted to just chat a little bit and dig. I was thinking about this earlier too. How many times did I dig a hole in my backyard? Well, personally, at my house, not very much, but at my grandparents, they had a pool in their backyard for most of their lives, and all of my young adulthood. Well, maybe that's not quite accurate, but they had a young adulthood. I meant to say childhood. Sorry. I'm getting a little bit thrown off here because, again, I'm not quite getting as many materials as I expected. They had a pool in their backyard, and they shored up their pool so that it was on like level ground by putting sand underneath of it. And then one day they decided that they didn't like the pool right around the time that I was, I don't know, whatever the transition, like 9, 10, whatever the transition from a kid into almost your preteens. And so they would be like, all right, go outside and play. And ever since we not lost the pool as in it was taken away from us, but ever since we got rid of the pool, I would go outside and be like, hey, can I dig a hole? And then I would go to dig a hole, something not quite like this. It's a little bit too deep for me to be telling this story now, but I would go out and I would dig a hole, and I'd be like, get my ass chewed out for digging a hole. I'm like, hey, I asked. So, okay. So you can see we've got a radar here. You can probably guess how it works, but we're pretty well aiming for whenever it's lit all the way blue with three rings, and then you just dig straight towards it, and you'll get I don't know what you would call it. Well, it's like a little injection usually of resources or money or something like that. And there are 2 different detectors in this game. That one is easily the I don't want to say better of the 2 in that it's more powerful, but better of the 2 in terms of it's easy to tell where you're going or where you're supposed to go. Now, I might have to maybe kind of level me out a walking path, because I don't think I'm going to just be able to up and grab it very straight. Which way am I kind of looking? There we go, a little perfect to the left. Hey, $27. Not all that groundbreaking, but also not that bad either. And we're getting further down into the ground. You can see we're getting coal pretty consistently instead of just rocks over and over again. And you might have noticed, I think we've gotten some iron, and copper will be next too. Battery critical, don't worry about that, because I'm back with the cash, baby. Okay, so we got to, let's do charge the battery, because whenever you upgrade battery, it gives you battery in proportion to how much battery you had. So if you only have 60% and you upgrade your battery, it'll only give you 60% of the next level too. It doesn't automatically refill it for you. So that's why I bought the refill first. I would say that this is not going to be a very interesting Let's Play. But like I said, this is kind of one of my more... a lot of my Let's Plays are like, oh, okay, this would be a cool one to kind of share with people. And then some of my other Let's Plays are like, okay, well, this one's almost for me. I wanted to play this game. I think it's real cool. For some reason, I was looking at a lot of guides for this game. I'd already 100%ed it, but I was kind of wondering, like, there's an item for which I don't really understand its exact use. I don't understand how it's practical to use it. We'll talk about it whenever I run into it. And I was like trying to see if maybe anybody had any good theories for how you could practically use it. And I went to go look at guides, and they're all like in Russian, except for one guide, which is just, well, I'm sure there's a couple guides, but except for one guide, which had the Diggy Diggy Hole theme. If you're a big fan of Yogcast, you'll understand what I'm talking about. The, think like some, maybe Norse band isn't the best way to describe it, but I don't know what kind of music that is, where like they have like Norse rock, and some band took it upon themselves, or maybe partnered with Yogcast and or the Yogcast. Sorry, we'll talk about that in a second. But the Yogcast to make a song, like a proper song with instrumentals and stuff, and like a chant and shit, and it sounds really good. Anyway, I was saying I have watched the Yogcast before. I watched their Shadows of Israfel. It's been a little while. If I saw it, I'd know exactly what I was talking about. I watched the first season, the second season, and I feel like I watched most of the third season, complete with a bunch of specials and stuff, like the Granny Bacon special and shit. And I really, I don't know. I really liked it, but I also really liked their Yog Pod. I thought it was very funny, and that's the Yogcast actually have like a game development studio, and they make games too. I kind of was interested in. They have a game where you build homes. Sorry about that. I just had a little coughing fit. You know, it always feels like I'm sick, and for some reason, whenever I'm sick, I don't know. I'm kind of in the mood to play games and stuff. But I was talking about the Yogcast Game Studio. Yogcast Game Studio, that's right. And they have a building game, right, where you're like building homes, and it was a little bit too involved with a little not enough tutorial, so I didn't really like it. I thought about playing it on here. Now they have another game though that is actually pretty fun, and it is like where you play blackjack with like cards that come out of your wallet. And what that means is, like, let's say you have a blood donor card, then it has like a special ability. There's like a driver's license. There's, what all other cards they have. A very cool reference to their stuff is, so, you know, like the kind of popular Charizard card that is always worth a lot of money. And I think Logan Paul, like, enameled some of them. Is that what that's called? Like enameled it into a desk, or a coffee table or whatever. And they have a Charizard in their game, but they call it the Char Lizard, which is actually a reference to their Yogpod stuff. Well, that's extremely boring if you probably don't watch the Yogcast. A YouTuber talking about other YouTubers. What a probably the lowest form of entertainment possible. Now, I do want this jetpack here, and as I saw, we are coming up on like a big kind of a bigger area. We're going to break down into it here pretty soon, and I want to be able to leave here, like leave from this area easy without having to worry about my energy, because, like, you know, let's say before this upgrade I had to leave with like 25% energy to make it up to the surface. Now I only have to leave with, I don't know, say like 10% energy or so, and those numbers are a little bit skewed still. I see a lot of materials, and I'm just trying to make it so that I can easily get in and out of here while I'm up while I'm up top here. Just clear me out a hole. Okay, we got silver, and our little material detector is going off, which I'm not too worried about indulging right this second. I'm just kind of walking around and collecting stuff. Now we have a full inventory, and I'm going to guess from all that silver and copper and stuff that we just picked up that, yes, 125 bucks. I was going to say we're going to get quite a bit of money. So we'll charge up first. And what to buy? Let's get a shovel, and then I'll buy a lamp since it's getting so dark down there. I really wouldn't expect that, sorry, what was I going to say? Let's see, we have a light. Oh yes, we won't be spending like really all that much time in this specific little area, even though I'm setting up with the light here. Of course, I just want to be able to see, if nothing else, but also, you know, these materials will kind of quickly become not so worth it in due time. And also we'll have them all collected because I'm going to aim for the backpack upgrade next instead of the energy increase. Let's do inventory increase and battery. And I probably could have considered another light there, but it's whatever. To my knowledge, this game is really only out on Steam. But again, that's just to my knowledge, because I like to include if people decide that they kind of like this game and they would like to dig a hole for themselves, maybe as a cost-sensitive measure, or if this game is on a console that you don't have, maybe grab yourself a shovel and try it in your own backyard. I'm just not promising that there's any gold back there, so, you know, the results may vary, question mark. Anyway, I just kind of like to mention that, just in case people want to play it themselves. It's like I just did Cavern of Dreams, and I wanted to be sure to point out that that game is available on the Nintendo Switch, because I did the same thing with Mysteries Under Lake Ophelia, and I actually had somebody tell me that they picked it up off of that, having watched me play it. So I was kind of like, not like, wow, I'm like this person that influences other people, but I was just kind of like, well, I'm glad that they were able to find a game that they liked. The same way that I enjoyed it by seeing somebody else play it. So, you know, if somebody sees this and they like it, I don't really have a lot of good advice for you. Maybe get a PC. That's where gaming's kind of going anyway. And then there goes 10 people who are playing on PlayStation only that like me to just unsubscribe. I feel like people's faithfulness to their consoles and stuff is almost like a cult. And not even just consoles, but even PC too. People used to, the joke used to always be that, you know, the PC master race and stuff like that. You know, and it sort of felt that way, I assume, back in the day, but I don't know. I can play pretty much anything that I want on PC. If I see a new game coming out, I can probably play it on my PC or emulate it on my PC. I do kind of like the Nintendo Switch in terms of, like playing it mobile. You know how you, like, I have a friend who goes to the laundromat. He does his laundry once a week at the laundromat, and he takes his Nintendo, oh well, he doesn't take his Switch there, he takes his what is the Steam Deck, that's right. And you know, I could understand that, but otherwise I'm not really all that impressed by the Switch or the sorry, what was it? Yes, the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck. All right, how much money? We got 189. That'll give us the last jetpack. I'll charge us up. I'm going to get us 3 lamps because it's getting pretty dark down there. We've no longer got really the sun to help us out, especially as the paths start to diverge a little bit and split off and shit. Now, I know I have... Let me put that about right there. I've got whatever this other detector is, and I've mentioned it before, but I really don't care for this detector as much because I don't understand what the rings mean in the grand scheme of things, but thankfully I, of course, understand what the up and down means. So down is lit up, and that means that we have to go down. Pretty simple shit. Again, I just really don't understand if it is a look-based thing the same way that the other sensor is, or if it's like I have to be over top of it, if I should be paying more attention to the beeping. I guess it really doesn't matter because I'm just going to get on the, what are we calling it, the Y-axis, as soon as it stops blinking and saying down or up, and then I'll pretty well just dig out in whichever direction it's kind of telling me to. Okay, so there's wood. That's a perfect indication for the detector where it's trying to send you. So let's head up and let me think for just a second as we are dropping stuff off where best my money would be spent. I don't think we'll really have enough money for any big upgrades. Yeah, 300 bucks is the next one. Oh well, we'll just charge up my battery and we'll grab another 2 lamps and head on back down. Would not mind another lamp where we're digging, as I think I remember it's starting to get dark where I was. Let me just kind of shoehorn my way down a little bit. Wish I had enough money for another shovel upgrade, but I feel like that'll be coming very soon, so we won't have to worry about that for long. Again, this is a very kind of muddied entrance here. Although on one of my playthroughs, one of these was completely covered in unbreakable rocks, so you have to use dynamite on them. So let's hope that that is not the case in this one. I want to clear up a little bit more room for myself before I bother to set down a light. How about we put one right about there is good. There we go. That's very bright. And these also usually have a lot of materials kind of in the cave entrance. They kind of look like cave-ins, like if you were a miner, the profession, not the age thing, and you were like down here, you know, digging or whatever, and then the cave kind of collapsed, or the entrance to the cave kind of collapsed. Man, this is I don't really remember these going on for so deep, but oh well. We very nearly got this one kind of cleared out. And I could always buy some dynamite. It's just kind of expensive at this point in the game, so I don't really want to. Although, let's see what money looks like whenever I get up here, because I'm either buying a stick of dynamite or I'm buying an upgrade for my shovel. Let's see what we got here. It is an upgrade for the shovel, but something to consider. My battery's not charged all the way, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. Shovel just obviously for kind of a longevity purpose, in that I can continue to use the shovel. Dynamite, as you might expect, are kind of like lights, and you can only use them once. Difference being is that the lights at least stay here. There we go. We're clearing this out in record time now. I need to clear out some more ground beneath my feet first, though. It almost looks kind of like, well, what a dumbass. I almost said it kind of looks like mud. Can you believe that? Of course it looks like mud. But at least it looks kind of like the mud that I remember having shoveled before. You know, if you've got to plant a tree or something, or, I don't know, bury a box or some shit. Okay, there. I don't guess that I can clear that away. And this probably has money in it. Let me put a light on. There we go. Dynamite 3, lamp 2, and 80 bucks. Not so bad. All right. I don't think it would be even worth it for me to kind of dig this direction. I think what I'm going to do instead is just wait. Yep, we got all those. And then I'm going to, ooh, this looks like a little place for materials. I'm going to pick up, there we go, just those last 3, and then maybe try and work my way out of here. It looks like I need to go straight up. Now, the goal that we're reaching for is minus 100 meters, and you get kind of exponential growth in this game. So, you know, whenever we start like really digging down, once I get some good upgrades, we'll be down to the bottom in pretty well no time. Even right now, we're probably like, what, minus 20, minus 25, maybe even minus 30. Yeah, wow, we're about minus 30. And I did want to clear this area in case there was good stuff to kind of scrounge up in this room. Let me put a light on. There we go. The cave, if you want to imagine how it's kind of shaped, because I'm not going to clear out every little piece of dirt in this area. It's shaped sort of like a funnel, where it's like really big up at the top. Okay, so I mentioned unbreakable walls, right? But there are like really unbreakable. Well, okay, unbreakable stone, but there is really unbreakable stone, and it's white, and it kind of looks a little bit like metal. What to buy? Let's get the battery after I charge it. There we go. And, you know, we can kind of see it down where we were, and that's where I want to point it out. Just so you get an idea of, like, the walls do kind of close in on you a little bit as you get to the end of the game, which is actually more of a good thing than a bad thing. But here is, like, the rock that you can't break. You can't break this with dynamite or anything. You can't dig into it. It's just like a funnel, and it kind of leads you down. Okay, let's maybe aim further down so that I can get to more expensive materials and get a better shovel. Now we already have better energy. And I think if we had a better inventory, that would be even better. Of course, I'm just talking about all the upgrades in the game at this point, but... Alright, I'd mentioned that Action Joe, that's a game it kind of reminds me of, but that kind of springs out of a series of games that are like, you know, these games where you have to keep doing like a repetitive task over and over again. Another game that kind of comes to mind is, oh shit, there's a, I think it's called like... It's not called Xfinity Games. What's it called? It's like X Games. They're the same people that made Stick RPG, and it's just kind of X-Gen Studios. That's right. X-Gen Studios made a game called not Minor Disturbance, although that game is really, really good too. That's an old game by Orb or Moon or something other. I'm going to go sell this shit. I can't believe I haven't filled up. Now I'm kind of hung up. There we go. Let me get a little... There it is. I was saying, yes, that game by X-Gen Studios. I really can't remember what it's called, but you play as like this this mining machine, and that's another game that feels kind of like this. I really don't even need the inventory upgrade just yet because I already came up without the inventory earlier. So, all right, let's fall down to the side. I'm aiming. I'm about split. I'm hoping that we run into a more expensive material that justifies me just buying the next shovel upgrade instead of the inventory expansion, but we'll have to see. Eventually our shovel gets upgraded to a drill, which is what I'm kind of like primarily aiming for. I think that this is probably the worst Let's Play I've ever done. This is probably the most boring shit I think anybody's probably ever watched. There's a marked difference sometimes between games that are like worth Let's Playing in terms of like would other people enjoy me playing this, or like would it be informative if I played this, and then games that are just kind of fun to play on your own. That's probably where this lands for some people. I really couldn't imagine anybody making this too entertaining. Okay, so yeah, you can see the cave. This is kind of a better example of what I was talking about, where you can kind of see it slowly getting a little bit more sort of encroached there. It's like getting smaller, it's funneling down. And that becomes extremely apparent once we get to that shit. I accidentally broke my light. I was trying to aim for this. Okay, what if we just do a little... There we go. Yeah, I accidentally broke my light. That's kind of lame, but oh well. There's some gold. And I guess we'll just keep going down from here. We still have plenty of battery. And, oh, our detector's going off again. That's a semi-good sign, except for the fact that it's a very faint signal that's been detected. Some silver down here. And I also don't have any... more lights, so that's something to consider too. Yes, so this hurts to stand on. Yeah. And you can break it away or get rid of it by throwing down dynamite on top of it. That's one of the kinds of rocks that I was talking about earlier, in that we can get rid of with explosives. And I know you can't see very well, but I just wanted to toss some dynamite in there, and then maybe get a kind of half decent look. I'm sure we're coming up on another what do you call it? Like another one of those little mine looking things, instead of this just being a hole in the ground. There's like some little mining areas nearby, and yeah, the walls are closing in and stuff. Okay, I think I might go up because there's no way that you guys can see. I can barely see down there. So let's go get some lights, if nothing else. I have since made a labyrinth, and oh my goodness, I'm going all over the place. You'd think I'd never played a video game before. Let me clear myself out a little bit. There we go, a little bit of room. Perfect. All right, and we're up here. Very beautiful, cheery day in our backyard on the hunt for treasure. Okay, so I said we'll do that. Oh yes, upgrade to the drill. Well, wait, why didn't that work? Did I accidentally... I might have hit the wrong button. Who knows? But now we got a lamp. Doesn't do us an incredible amount of good because I was only able to buy one of them, but I got a feeling that we'll probably run into some real money makers here before too long. The only thing that kind of sucks here is I'm still getting hung up on the walls a little bit. I guess I can clear myself out a little bit of a crawling room, if nothing else. Okay, and yes, this is where we had our detector working. Okay, so we're on the same sort of Y value. Let me put down a light, though. Is it maybe this direction? Hoping this direction. Hey, at least we'll know. It'll either get stronger or weaker the closer or further we get to it. Okay, so that must not be quite the direction we're looking for. It must be over this way. Aha, there we go. This is what I was talking about with the wood support beams and stuff. And I have yet to mention it, but the drill, again, as you can see, is a lot better at removing dirt. We just kind of hold down on it and it digs through the dirt for us. Now, I mentioned a game earlier by XGen Studios. I've considered that game too. It's called Motherload. That's what it's called. And then they have, Motherload was the Flash game, and then Super Motherload was the sequel, which was a standalone game. They're both pretty alright. And I've considered playing the Super Motherload for the channel. It's something that's kind of still in my head. It looks kind of like fun. At least that one has a little bit more kind of going for it. I will say overall that I'm kind of disappointed in this game a little bit. I don't hate it. Obviously, I'm playing it for the channel, and I've said before that like I only play the good games for the channel. But I don't know. This game, I felt like if this game had maybe a couple more weeks to bake or whatever, and maybe this is all that the guy wanted to do with this. You know, it's funny, I usually come into these with at least knowing like their catalog of games and the developers' catalog of games and the stuff that they you know, kind of make and shit like that. But this is not one of those times. I don't really know what this guy makes, or if this is like his first game, or if he's made a bunch of other games and maybe I would like them a lot better than this. But this game just feels like it kind of needed a little bit more time to be baked. This feels kind of like the demo. Like the next thing that he put out here in like 6 or 7 months would be like the full game. So we're gonna charge. I'm also gonna just go ahead and get a bunch of lamps so that I don't have to worry about it being dark and coming back up for light anymore. And I've since also lost track of how deep we are, but we surely have to be pretty deep, and we have a cave to break into. Shit, that's another thing I forgot all about it, that I needed dynamite to get down into. Oh well, not the end of the world. I guess we could maybe just focus more on digging straight down instead. There's some more silver for us, and that is where the cave entrance is. Let me maybe just clear it out. Yeah, I'm going to need dynamite. Oh well. Okay, and then straight down from here, it looks like there's another sort of open air bubble type area where I can get some better materials. All looks like gold here, so we're gonna be bringing back quite a bit of money, and I've neglected it for a while, but I'm also going to guess that, oh hey, platinum, we're going to need to upgrade either the battery or the backpack. I'm gonna say backpack next. I'm not too worried about, as it stands, my jetpack power, because I mean, our battery is pretty well sufficient for now. It looks like it's, you know, we're drilling so much it's not really draining the battery kind of as bad, like that bad relative. So I would think probably by the time we get a full inventory, we'll only be at about 3/4 of the way filled energy, or 1/4 drained. Maybe that makes more sense. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of interested in the rest of this guy's catalog now that I've brought it up, because I usually do come into these with the idea that like you know, I would like to check out, if somebody made a game that I like generally like, I kind of want to check out the other catalog of games that they make, because, you know, they might make another one. You know, Lightning doesn't strike the same place twice, but sometimes it can get pretty close, and so that's my kind of hope with shit like that. There we go. That's the entrance to that cave. I don't know quite. This feels like if I was watching myself play this, it would be a little bit of a headache, especially on controller controls. Now, how did I get so lost? Okay, we want to enter this area. I think my problem here, there we go. Just clear me out some room there. If your inventory is full and you try to collect a rock, you'll destroy it instead. That's not really important, except for maybe achievements. There are 10 achievements in this game. Holy moly, we just got a bunch of money. Well, I cannot really justify not buying inventory, buying a dynamite. Fuck it, I want to buy, let's buy like 4 dynamites, battery, and a jetpack. That looks justifiable to me. That's a really good setup, actually. Our HP is also down a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. Really, your only way to lose damage is fall damage, and then also those like little pockets of lava and stuff. Ooh, I was worried I missed the cavern, but I didn't, thankfully. Okay, let's drop that down in there and see if that destroys it. Nope, I must have somehow wholesale missed it. I think it might have been a little bit, yeah, too far out. Maybe I need to like maybe give myself a little bit more of a hole to put it in. That's pretty well perfect. Damn it, that was not perfect. And I've since wasted so much dynamite. There we go. That has to be it. I don't think I can crouch, and so therefore I think I've kind of screwed myself out of getting this, at least for now. Oh well, fuck it, we'll go back down. That's the spent 4 dynamite on that. Really only 1 did any noticeable damage to it. Oh well, we've got this away now too. Ooh, and I've got another detector. Oh, okay. Well, I wonder where that's at. Money bag. 2 lamps, $400. Yes, sir. And that looks like a diamond. Now, I think that is the most expensive of the materials that we can collect. So I mentioned that this game is kind of short. It's got a little bit of a replay value if you go back and play it, because there's like an achievement mode where you can kind of decorate your garage a little bit with trophies if you do certain achievements for the game. The hardest achievement, I was going to say the only achievement I didn't get, but the hardest achievement to get was probably beat the game in under 30 minutes. And I also had trouble getting that to show in my garage, even though I have the achievement on my Steam profile. So I don't know what the deal with that was. But anyway, we're digging down once again. Straight down, you'll find lava. Whether that's a boon or a boon or a drawback at this point. I'd say let's go back so that I can get some dynamite and continue my way down. I like to have these like straight out. Honestly, what I would prefer to have is just one straight hole digging straight down. The trailer for this game actually looks pretty cool in that it's one like panning shot from top to bottom of like a super hole that he's dug, and it looks really cool. So let's do iron shovel, charge, and we'll just buy out on dynamite. I think that's a good concession. I never really had that much trouble with the dynamite before, which is why it kind of colors me surprised that I'm having any trouble at all with it now. And I also saw we were getting pretty close to the end too. We're like 65 meters down. Now, I had made mention earlier of an item that we have not yet unlocked that I was kind of confused at the utility of. And I'm going to bother to get that for this Let's Play. Now, what am I actually fucking up? Could I, like, maybe put the dynamite on top? Let's see how this works out, actually. I got a little bit of a not great feeling about this, but we'll see. Hey, that kind of worked. Yeah, that did work, actually. Cool. I can't really explain it, but I don't know. I feel like if you destroy a certain amount of the lava rocks, that it destroys all of it, as it probably should, because otherwise they would be extremely annoying to deal with. Alright, so there's a light, and I was down this way. That's right. We have a lot of dynamite, so I can feel free to kind of use it at my leisure a little bit. Minus 75 meters. It's getting rather dark. We'll just go ahead and put a light up there, because I think I already see maybe some lava and stuff coming up. Oh, okay, ouch. Good thing that stuff doesn't really kill you all that fast. Aha, and here's a bunch of dynamite also, so I could, or dynamite, here's a bunch of diamonds that I can use also. That is going to fill my inventory up in no time. Anyway, to unlock the item that I was talking about, we have to first get 2 keys. The keys are in these little collections of what have we been calling them? I don't think I've been calling them anything, but like the duffel bags full of money and the like little cave systems and stuff. There are keys in a couple of them, and 2 of them that allow you to open a thing in your garage. You might have noticed and might have been curious about yourself. Where the fuck am I even going? Okay, so that's where I threw that bomb earlier, which means we go up this way. Really, if it makes you sick me ascending, maybe just close your eyes for a couple of seconds. I love games like these, but I kind of like that they're expanded on and a little more streamlined than the other games of this type that I enjoy. Alright, $4,000. What to upgrade? How about the battery? How about the inventory? And then is there anything I'm missing out on? Let me see. Maybe we'll do jetpack instead, and we'll do like 4 lamps and like, I don't know, however many dynamite. Have not saved the game for 30 minutes. Wow. Thank you for the warning. All right. What was I thinking? I know I need to get my hands on the keys, like I was mentioning. I neglected to show the chest while we were up there, but that's okay. Hey, there's a key. I must have dug almost pretty well straight into it. Now we're looking for the other detector type because there's one that goes for the duffel bag and one that goes for the mine in terms of where keys will sort of appear. Wow, my inventory's full. That's kind of a pain in the ass that I have to go all the way up already to dump the key. Well, not dump the key off, dump the inventory off. I guess, though, at least I can show the key off, which is what I wanted to say. All right, let's, we can interact with the lock, and we've got one lock off, and we're waiting for the other lock for us to unlock a very unique piece of equipment and also an upgrade. So, I went down the left side before, right? Like, the right side was my primary dig, and then this left side I'm thinking is kind of my, I probably should have just upgraded my backpack now that I'm thinking of it, because I'm thinking of why I'm kind of getting materials really, really quickly. Oh well, it's a little bit too little too late on that front now. Alright, perfect. I need to put a light down because it is getting extremely dark down in this little tunnel that I've built. And I'm stepping on lava, rocks once again. Okay, would it be in my best interest to maybe branch out and go down another direction? I don't know. Let's drop a dynamite and maybe think about it. See how well that does us. We are at minus 60 meters right now. You can tell up in the top left. I don't know if I've pointed that out yet. I've talked about it a couple of times. Wow, now this is pretty well giving me a straight shot, even though it is very, very, very dark. Let me put the light up there for that dynamite. There's an achievement in this game if you build a hole pretty well from top to bottom and you free fall the whole time, because it takes 4 seconds to free fall from top to bottom. And there's an achievement for free falling for 4 seconds. So I'm still not getting any depth notifications, the little radars, the little signal pulse things. So I don't know. I might have to make a little cut until I'm able to find it. Also, it's really, really, really dark here. Maybe if I dig down a little bit more. Oh, some more TNT. I hope that don't destroy the light. Oh, it didn't. Very good. Okay, because we're getting pretty close to the end here, and I really don't even need these diamonds, but it's a good thing that I have them. I don't know. That just looked weird, getting the dirt out of the way. And we're very, very, very close to the bottom. Let me put that light there. And okay, yep, so it's finally funneled us down to the exit. Now, a few things about being all the way down here. I believe anywhere sub 100, sub 100 meters, it fucks up your light. So, like, if you want a light down here, I'm just going to put one right about there. Yeah, 99 meters. That's about as good as it gets down here. I know that I said, oh boy, but I don't think you can really get, that hurt here or anything. Like, they won't come over this direction. Can't put a light down here. Can't use dynamite. Can't drill. You really can't do anything down here. We'll talk about this here in just a few minutes. I think what I'm going to do is, you know what? Let's go upstairs and get the upstairs. Let's drill up and get the last couple upgrades that I need. And I'm on fire. Fuck. You know what? Okay, let me see you on the surface. 1 second. Okay, we're back in the garage. I just wanted to so that you can see how expensive diamonds are. They're 250 each, which is like out of this world. All right, buying the last 2 of the proper upgrades. Full charge, full heal. Honestly, the lamps. I think I'm going to rock with double the amount of lamps than dynamite. And what I'm going to do now is go to digging for that other sensor, or that last mine that we're looking for the other key. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we at least have a, like one of those beeping detectors here, and I really don't think this will be what I'm looking for, but I guess just kind of on the off chance I want to go ahead and make sure that I'm recording in case. What? There's just a straight up key. Huh. Well, I somehow got one in the duffel bag and not one in a mine. I don't know how that works. Anyway, let's take these back up to the surface. I've been digging here for, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or so. And I'm kind of bummed because we're already pretty well at the end of the Let's Play, which means that this was really a short one. I guess kind of still long in terms of other Let's Plays, but okay, so we open it up, we get a dynamite radius upgrade and a teleporter. It teleports you back to the surface. I have literally no clue why you would use the teleporter, and I'll kind of show you why here in just a minute. Firstly, let's test off that new range for the dynamite. I know I have a whole shit ton of it still, but let's say we're about right here, right? And whoa, easy now. And of course we missed the first explosion. Oh well, we'll just throw a whole bunch of it. How's 3 look? Okay, it's still kind of honestly unimpressive, but oh well, what are you gonna do? Call law? So yeah, you get down to right here, right? And maybe you're lost or whatever. This is a one-time use item, and then I just hit it up, and it takes us all the way back up to the surface. And that's that. You can't even buy any more of it in the shop. Or I was like, maybe you can just buy it, and it's supposed to be your easy way back up. No. No real use for it as I can see. So, I don't know. I was kind of really unimpressed with it on my first playthrough where I unlocked it, and I'm still really not impressed by it. I thought maybe you could use it for a segment coming up here, which I'll kind of explain my thoughts on, but of course you can't, so we'll talk about that in just a second. And since my upgrades are kind of, so powerful now, I can pretty well, as I've done almost several times now, just dug straight down to the bottom. Yep, see, there's another one of my holes, which is what I was hoping to do, was tunnel into one of my holes. And you can see the funnel shape of the wall is kind of directing us in the direction we need to go. I'm sure I'll be down to the hole in just 1 second. Let's see, there we are, perfect. We can even see my other light, and we can hear kind of rustling around, right? So let me go ahead and drop down. We have an enemy to contend with. Oh, can you believe it? This must be the edge of the bog, so I put a light there and it'll stay up or whatever. So I'm going to see if maybe I can kind of show it off. We'll see if maybe we aggroed here. It's a weird looking thing here. You can see also off in the corner there's some more of those lava ores and rocks and stuff. Now this character, yep, we can see he's going to chase us. You can outrun him if you run. I was having a bit of trouble. Oh, I'm about dead. Oh, I didn't realize he could come all the way back here. Anyway, we lost all our ores, which is what happens if you die. And I mean, maybe that's a little anticlimactic. I was almost hoping not to show that off in an effort not to embarrass both myself and the guy who made the game, because the kill animation there, well, it's non-existent, so I can't even say it's unimpressive because it doesn't exist. Anyway, they look to be kind of like star-nosed moles, which maybe we'll see a little bit more of as we're about to go in their den. And as I said, you can outrun them, which I kind of wish I was showing off here as I kind of explain it, but it doesn't help whenever you run yourself kind of into a dead end. And then I thought he couldn't come past that box for some reason. That was what my thoughts were. Anyway, I got this. I got my sprint on. There we go. Whoa, easy. Yeah, fuck. Jarvis, edit that footage of me looking like a dolt and dying to the star-nosed mole out. Thank you. Okay, let's see where he looks like he's kind of making meandering to the right here a little bit. Just as long as I kind of feel like if you see his eyes, whoa, he can see you. Okay, I should be able to easily run past that. So you'll probably hear a lot of stomp assing around here and stuff. I have a semi idea of a path here where we can kind of avoid these guys for the most part. Watch, I'll die here, question mark. Again, if I can see his eyes, he can probably see me, is about my rule of thumb. There's 2 in this area, and I'm obviously trying to avoid them. Okay, he's flipping to the right. Okay, he's thankfully didn't see me. Wow, neither of those actually aggroed on me. That was very lucky. And we're still looking for our treasure, our elusive gold treasure. We're 112 meters under the ground. I would expect that this would actually be pretty cold right now. I've been getting a lot of cave diving explanation videos here lately, and that's one thing that kind of strikes me about them, is that they're cold. I'm going to put down some lights here, and you might be like, what? Why? Well, I'm about to show something off that I learned myself. And that is that these cutscenes are actually rendered in real time and are not pre-rendered cutscenes, which was something I thought was kind of interesting. So here we are. We're going to go to open up the chest and get our gold at least, after all this hubbub, and it's empty. Oh, that's no good, huh? And we're checking the corners of it like it might be hidden there. And we turn around and there's a lot of moles, and they don't quite look as big as they did before, but they don't have to be big to kill you, I suppose. Maybe they're baby moles. And just the same way as we saw here at the very beginning, there's that little billboard sign, and it looks about like a moving truck guy with very long legs makes another mark on his notepad, puts up another signpost, or signpost, a sign, flyer, whatever. And we can see here on his tailgate, there is a license plate that reads Old York, and it says PEL 689Y, and has the logo of like a little mole in it. And we've unlocked achievement mode. When starting a new game, you can now hunt achievements displayed in your garage. So I just want to take a quick look at that. I'm not going to go for every little itty-bitty achievement. I'm not even really going to go for any achievement because I don't feel like starting this game completely over. You'll notice that it skips the intro cutscene whenever you go through to play it again. And now we have achievements here. You can tell what's been logged. This is honestly our stats for the last game. So you can see we dug up 33 stones, played for about 62 minutes in total. I probably cut out a lot of that. There's special ore in this new game now. It's like a rainbow colored stuff. 18,000 bucks we made. We threw 43 sticks of dynamite. We shoveled 2,000 times. We wasted 15 ores, and our longest fall was 1.5 seconds. And yeah, that's pretty well it. I was kind of wondering why a person might do this. I'm like, is he just feeding the moles? But then the flip side kind of occurred to me. I'm like, no, he's probably getting $10,000 every time he sells this property to people. But even though that ain't how land contracts work, it's whatever. It's a video game. And I know it's like short and stuff. I guess we're just hopping to look outside of the map at this point. I don't know. I still hope you guys enjoyed it despite it being so short. I hope I didn't bitch about it too much. I hope I didn't talk about Yogcast too much. The goal of this Let's Play was to bitch and moan and not talk about the game itself as much as possible. And for that, resounding mission success. And now that I've successfully... Oh, okay, I thought I'd like soft locked myself back there. Whatever, we're done here. I'll see you guys all next week. Later.